So welcome to this first episode of our podcast. It's the second time we are recording this one because the first time was, I don't know, all of us were not like completely satisfied
with the quality.
So we're doing it again with the guys from Bondi. Can you introduce yourself? Maybe Max first.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Max, originally from the UK, co-founder of Bondi. So we started Bondi a couple of years ago now. It's a shared mobility company, basically.
Yeah,
we put bikes on the road and you can rent them through the app.
Yeah. Electric bikes, for now. And then we'll expand it to other modes of transport as well. And my name is Benny Johnson Jr. Yeah, I'm also co-founder of Bondi.
So what was your name again?
Benny Johnson Jr.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Was that inspiration you got from your trip to England, or?
He lost a game of darts before, so that was the wager.
Oh, really? He had to introduce himself as...
We have the dumbest wagers. I don't know.
How was England? You guys were in England for, I don't know, a couple days?
Yeah,
like it?
My visa was running out to England. Because I got it for a couple of months and
Oh, you need to get a visa.
Yeah, so it's outside of Europe.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's just go. Like there were like 5 days remaining. We were like, let's go for 3 days and then let's see if they're gonna get us in or not. It's okay. Max was with me at the passport control, so he was like, because apparently if
he's my mate.
if you go there when your like visa is running out, they think like you go in there and you're gonna stay there.
You're gonna work there or whatever.
Yeah, but like Max was there. He's like, no, we're not staying.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Because you still have a British passport, so you could just
yeah. So it was no problem for me. But yeah, we were just visiting different startups and everything. So
how was it? Did you meet interesting people?
Wow. Can I like roast the Dutch side of scene? No, it's not roasting. It's just different level. I guess it's just completely different view on things.
Yeah.
Of course, negative sides compared to the Netherlands, because like of course here people are more direct and stuff, and like more simple, like more nicer. There's a bit of course more posh and stuff, but like I don't know, the like things people talk about, they're like the amounts of money and things like that. It's just like
different level. Yeah, that's what we noticed as well, because last year we spent quite some time in Scandinavia, in Norway, Stockholm, Sweden, and Denmark, and the whole culture there, especially in Denmark and Stockholm, it's so different compared to here because everybody is very careful here, and in those cities it all's like funded by the government. If you want to start up a company, there is like here's subsidized the whole thing, and it's so different. So it's like maybe even in London it's a whole different world.
It's completely different. Yeah, I think Dutch investors especially are like super reserved, and also the ambitions of Dutch like entrepreneurs doesn't seem as big, but I think they're kind of forced to because the investors want to see the returns in a really short amount of time.
Yeah.
Whereas other cultures are like super open. They think like you can become the biggest company ever.
More of a long-term play instead of a short-term play. Could that be it?
Yeah, I think in the Netherlands there's just an expectation to be profitable much earlier, whereas in other countries they understand there's like a lot of growth. I mean, it makes sense as well. Like for the investor, they want to see their returns, and it also works.
Yeah,
and I guess it should be also here. Usually in the Netherlands, it's something more local. Usually, not aimed for the world or Europe. It's something more for the Netherlands, and it's not like if you come with a crazy idea to an investor here, they'll be like, "What are you talking about?" Like just like chill out. Like for us, like even people investors always just sell the e-bikes directly to the shops or to the customers from like Asia. That's it. Like we're like we have an app and stuff like that. They're like I don't understand. Like just like let's just go. This makes
and those
more
are
money.
Dutch investors. Or?
Yeah. So they're like this is more straightforward and you can kind of make more money from this. Like why you should do this instead of like just making up stuff.
Yeah, and I think there's also a big difference. If you look at Shark Tank, for example, in the Dutch version of Dragons, then the type of questions they ask, the way they go into those conversations, it's totally different.
Yeah,
like I forgot what company. I think it was the shirts from Dragons. Then they're so focused like on the Dutch market, where if you look at the Shark Tank in the US, they're also like scattered around. Like we can do this and we could do that, and if you want to do this, we can do it on QBC or whatever they call it.
But they also probably have like different types of money.
Yeah, that's probably true as well.
Yeah, I think there's much more money put into these American companies, and it's cool. They have like big ambitions to go crazy, and they have this wonderful story. But then
American dream.
Yeah, for real. But sometimes it also crashes and burns. Like there's so many American examples where so much money has been pumped in.
WeWork.
I told him to watch like the WeWork documentary. Did you guys see it? We crashed
on Apple TV.
Yeah, with pretty famous actors there as well.
It's like 7 episodes. It's so interesting.
I'm halfway now.
He was burning money.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, all the parties and stuff. It's an interesting story because the way he conceives himself, and we also notice it in people around us. Like, you can generate so much money if you can how do you say it? Like convey your
or
convince with your how do you say it? Like your motivation or whatever you see in your company. If you can tell that story properly, you can get so many people on board.
Yeah.
And I think that's the case with
True.
Yeah, I think it's all about storytelling, really, because you need to kind of get people excited about your idea and to be like, okay, this person can do it. They have this like vision.
Yeah.
But some people go to the next level and then like it's not really a real thing, or they're just lying to investors all the time.
Yeah.
I also think did you see the Fire Festival?
Yeah, we watched it in Barcelona for the second time.
I follow the guy, Billy McFarland is his name. Follow him on Instagram.
He's out of jail and he's doing
the same thing.
It's
I just discovered, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, that he has some sort of Twitter dashboard for like same as the one that we were talking to. What was the name?
Contact Bird.
Similar thing he launched, and I think he's working on a dating app. He's working on a new fire. He's working on so many things.
The interesting thing about the documentary, it starts out with the credit card company that he started. You get some sort of black card. Yeah, big nieces. You got a black card that you could join, like a sort of pre-WeWork community where you could work and hang out and whatever. That failed. Then he did the party thing, the Fire Festival, and now he's on to the next thing after you spent it like 2-3 years in jail.
Yeah. I wonder. I don't know. I think he's a fascinating person to follow. That's why I follow him. Yeah. I think marketing-wise, he
knows his stuff.
He always does something different or new that no one has ever done before. But then the business part kind of seems lacking. I don't know how it's going this time.
Maybe he just needs like a really good co-founder or something. Like he definitely has ideas and he's a good storyteller and can convince investors. But he needs somebody on the financial side who's like, okay, this actually makes sense because he's just doing all this crazy stuff and.
Yeah. Someone who can hold him back a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you see after, because that's what I was wondering, is a topic back about England. After Brexit, because I haven't been there. After Brexit, did it change or is it still the same? Or
to be honest, I mean, I haven't been in the UK for 5 years. And yeah, I think not that much has changed.
Because I heard a lot of stories about like watches getting stolen from people, and
I'm not sure if that's like related to Brexit, but
that's always happened. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's like a recent
no,
activity going on.
Everyone's like the kid phones and stuff. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's correlated. But a lot of people are talking. I don't want to say trash about the UK, but like about all the watches. The watches being stolen and stuff. That London is not the safest place like it used to be.
Yeah.
How did you experience London?
We felt pretty safe. We were in.
I think we don't look like guys who have a lot of money, so people just like avoid us. But maybe the smell as well.
Where did you sleep?
We stayed at a hostel.
Inside.
It was, we just we were pretty much just sleeping there as well. So like for us, it doesn't really matter where to sleep. So. Okay.
And I think we're going to stay like this probably for another like 20, 30 years, I guess, just like sleeping in random places. Yeah,
because that's the story you told us in the previous podcast, in the first version, about you guys sleeping on some sort of mountain top and underneath, I don't know, wherever you slept.
Yeah.
What the story exactly was, but
yeah, sure. I will say it for the first time.
Yeah, it's the first time.
Because of course, as founders, we have a lot of stress all the time, and like we usually spend 24/7 in the office, so we kind of need like a way to kind of get out of the office, like see something fresh and new, get out of the business a bit. So we usually just go to like this, like a website Kiwi. You can search from Netherlands to location anywhere, and then sort by price. And then whatever is the cheapest ticket for the next weekend, we just go Friday evening, and then we come back Monday morning.
Yeah, it's sort of like Skyscanner.
It's all the same, yeah. And then Monday morning we come back like nothing happened. Maybe a bit more tanned or whatever, like a bit bruised. But yeah, then we just go somewhere, bring our sleeping bags, and we just either sleep like in a forest, in a parking lot, construction site, just random hostels. Like just it doesn't matter. But it's more like, and in between of that, we schedule like business meeting with like business people. So it's kind of funny because we like come with our like backpacks and sleeping bags to the meeting, and they're like, "What's going on?"
How do people look at you when you arrive that way?
This is, it's just funny. It's like they don't see anyone doing this kind of stuff, but like yes. Well,
interesting.
We had one time when we went to like we were in Stockholm, so we were sleeping outside for a long time without any shower.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of
small side note.
Yeah, but a lot of mosquitoes, so it was horrible.
Yeah.
So at night we would just get bitten all over the place. And then on the final day we were visiting like a HQ of one of our competitors. And then to meet with the CEO. We had no like meetings planned, so we just went there. We'll have a meeting with the CEO, so they just let us in. And they like called him up, so he came over. But we were like, we looked like homeless people, and like the smell probably was horrible. So he was like, "Oh guys, I'm kind of busy now." He was not busy because we saw him like later, like he was just chilling around. Like, but like he did like sometimes it like backfires.
Yeah,
but in the end, it's just.
It's
fun.
an adventure though.
Have you done it more often, where you just go up to a company or like, oh yeah, we have an appointment on the 6th floor, and you just walk in?
Yeah, we do it all the time. We just say, yeah, we've got a meeting with whoever. And like usually they let you in as well.
Maybe we
at
should
the,
do that
at the
too.
front desk.
New sales tactic, because we've noticed as well. Don't want to talk about any illegal stuff here, but like just your confidence, the way you walk into a building.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because we were
at
an event in Amsterdam where we met one of our like good clients. We just walked in. There was like a lady who texted you. She's like, "Yeah, we have a stand here. Do you want to come by and see our stand?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." We walked in, and then they were like, "Do you have a ticket?" And we were like, "No, but we have an appointment over there." And there's, "What's your name?" And they just start typing. Badge came out, full access. We could go into the thing.
€500 per ticket for that event.
Yeah.
You just walk in.
It's amazing what you can do if you just say like, "Yeah, I've got a meeting with somebody," or like,
My mom works here.
Same in Copenhagen. We were in Copenhagen at the tech barbecue. The line there on the first day was insane. I think it was at least an hour.
Yeah, it started at 9 and some people came in at like 12 and they were like, "Yo, we just came out of the line. We've been standing there for 2 hours." Like if we would have stood there for 2 hours, I would have walked out of the line, to be fair, because it wasn't that special. And then we were just there. I know it can be annoying if you were standing in line. We were like, "Yeah, we have to go there." And then we could just scoot in first place in line and we were in like 10 minutes. Yeah. So
you can also make the fact that it's like two of you, because what we usually do is like you'd ask for a ticket or something, and we like don't have a ticket clearly. Like, "Oh, didn't you get the ticket?" "I thought you get a ticket."
Start fighting.
And they're like, "Okay, it's okay, guys, you can come in."
I thought you were served it. I actually had that with my friend group. Like a few months ago, we were supposed to go to a bowling alley with all of us. And we all thought somebody else had reserved it. So we were like, "Oh, I thought you did." "No, I thought you did." We were standing there. There was no spot available anymore. So we had to leave. Everybody was pointing at each other. "Oh, I thought you reserved a spot here." We had to go home.
But often that works as well. But I think in entrepreneurship, just in general, it's like super important to be shameless in this kind of way. And like just have a bit of confidence to do that. It's the same. We always reach out to people on LinkedIn as well, just for advice. Like we're always texting like the top CEOs just to meet up with them. Yeah. Because we know that they've built big companies, so surely they have some sort of advice that they could give to us. And then usually
what kind of questions do you ask?
What do you say to them?
Whatever's on our mind, like because I also have a podcast as well where I interview like different CEOs and stuff, and usually we just meet up with them, and this is kind of like just an excuse for us to get some knowledge. It's like if we have some problems, like for example with like team culture, that's like usually the questions I ask on the interview, or like about the funding, then that's usually what's being asked. So if you watch all my videos, then you kind of can see like the pattern, like what's been going on.
The cycles you've been going through.
Yeah.
So
and now we kind of paused the whole interview thing, because like I guess now it's kind of okay. The times are okay.
Yeah.
So like,
but we still meet up with people on the regular. We just ask them to have a beer, and then if we click, then we meet up more often, and it's super useful for us, because then if we have any questions, we can just ask them, and they can connect us to the right people, or they can tell us what they would do in that situation. So yeah,
that's interesting, because we've been reaching out to people as well, but you see some people are just too busy to even respond, or whatever is the case. So it's interesting to hear what your strategy is.
But we just shoot the message and get no reply quite often as well. But we just keep messaging, or like
probably it's also because you have like a really personalized message, because we use like an automated
in some cases, because if we really need to speak to someone, you usually send a personal message.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, with our first ever investment, we were just during Corona, we couldn't meet anyone in real life or in events, so we just started spamming investors on LinkedIn, whoever has the title investor in the bio, and just spamming them all. Yeah, we also reached out to Code 500 people and stuff. We met a lot of them, and one of them was we texted once, like no reply, of course. And a couple of weeks later, we like followed up again, no reply, and then like. After some time that we were closing the round, we had like a couple of deals already. So we just made a mass spam like of everyone, like, oh, we're closing the round, just in case, yeah.
24 hours left.
Yeah. And then this guy just replies to us. He's like, hey, you know what, actually, let's meet up, you know? And then we met up and it just clicked with him. So he just started like thinking along and like, oh, this can be fixed. I can help with that. Or this one, I know somebody. So he's kind of like, like, oh, actually, guys, you need like double the amount probably because this has pretty crazy plans, which we did in the end. And so he doubled the amount, and like we just signed the paper right then and there. It was pretty cool
On the spot.
basically. Yeah.
It's nice how sometimes you have these like very awesome interactions where it just clicks immediately.
Yeah.
And I always also notice with most of our clients, the people who are able to decide like
On the spot.
on the spot or within a day, those are the best clients, and you get the best results for them because I know from both sides, I feel like you're sure that you can actually help each other.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mindset thing as well, right? If you just go for it and then you make the best out of it anyway, so then it's a better client for you, and then they make use of what they've done. And if they've agreed to it, they're fully committed. So
So we met a lot of investors who were just like looking for the negative sides and just keep poking. And in the end, like, I don't know, asking for like 5 years prognosis of your financials. We don't have anything. Like we can put anything on literally on Excel. We can put like 20 billion in year 5. We're going to show you, but like it doesn't make sense. Doesn't bring anything. We can explain how the business work and stuff like that. But like, it's just, we can't predict these things, but like, it's just, some people are just, I guess, negative. And then.
Yeah. And I'd say it's an experience as well. Yeah. The ones who know how business really works know you do have a plan, of course. You want to go this way, but in the end, it's going to go completely this way. Yeah. It's all about just figuring it out, and then in the moment, okay, we have to change or just reevaluate.
Because 9 out of 10 times, like the 5-year prognosis is totally
for sure. In reality. Yeah, I think 10 out of 10 times, to be honest.
We had it with Centraal Beheer, awesome company. We had to get an insurance for our company. And let me tell you,
you was managing the process.
I was the manager of the insurance for our company. And we had to reach out to them, and then you fill in like a form, like, oh, how much do you make? Like the company, our new company, NutzBoltz, only exists for I think 6 months now. And then I just filled in the results, and they were complaining like, no, we need 1 year. And then I was on the phone with them, and I'm like, we haven't been running for a year. You want to know what we made in a year? Yes. So I was like, so is it that I just need to lie about it and just fill a number in? Or can I only get insurance after we have been up and running for a year? So I'll be working for a year uninsured. And how does that work? Oh no, you can just fill in a number. So I was like, so what's the whole point about it? Yeah, so we just calculate based on the number you fill in. We calculate your insurance amount. So I was like, okay, 100K, is that possible? Yeah, sure. So then we got the lowest price possible. And then they were like, yeah, we need to calculate another one. I think it was for aansprakelijkheid or whatever, your whatever. And then we got a chargeback because they were like, yeah, it's going to be around $40 a month. And then it was, no, the number you filled in wasn't correct. It's totally different compared to your KVK numbers and whole complicated situation. So then they doubled the price. And then I went to log into the dashboard on Monday. And then it was like $1,300 per year. So it was totally different price. And then we called them. I was like, this is not correct. Oh, yeah, you can even cancel the subscription. So now we're going to cancel it. But the whole process, like you need to make a prognosis of your yearly revenue. What do you fill in? Oh, you just fill in a number. So
and on top of that, you have to do everything over phone.
Over phone, yeah.
You don't get any...
So outdated, yeah.
So you had it with ING, the bank as well. Oh. They needed to name a price. And another great company. They said, yeah, it's going to be this. I said, can I get a copy on email? Because I've had this happen in the past. Can I get a copy on email? Can I sign or approve by email? No, we just do it on the phone. So then we did it on the phone. And then it ended up being completely different. And then the other guy I spoke with, he was like, oh, I don't know what he told you. Like,
Yeah.
No records, nothing available. So it was an annoying process, but it's a great company.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all of these companies are so outdated as well. Like, you need to still send stuff by post or whatever, or like
Their processes are just so
but some massive opportunity for startups as well at the moment.
But
like,
then you have such a great startup like Bunk. I'm not sure what bank you guys use.
Revolut is amazing, yeah.
And then you have an actual problem, and then you would like to use a bit of an outdated strategy, such as a phone, and then you can't contact them. Then you have to fill in a chat, wait 3 days for a response. One time I got money stuck somewhere for some reason. That was like €1,000 I needed. And
was
then
that with Bunk? Or?
Yeah, with Bunk. And then I had to fill in a chat.
Yeah.
But you only get one emergency in like every 3 months. And I already used the emergency like a previous emergency. So I couldn't use it. So then I had to wait for 3 days for someone to respond saying, "Oh, let's just wait another week for your money
you can
to
also
arrive."
message the CEO on LinkedIn.
Of Bunk.
Yeah, sometimes it works apparently.
Apparently.
I've messaged him, he
But
replied.
it's such a weird balance how the newer companies don't use any of like the phone call, whatever technologies. And then the older ones, they don't use, there's no like in between, I feel like.
But I have a feeling the newer ones are going to figure it out as well much quicker. Like, it might be an issue right now, but I think in the next year or two, they have this solved as well. Because they're moving much quicker because they're used to this kind of like innovation and stuff. These other companies have been operating this way for like so long. So it's very difficult for them to change it. They have so many people working there.
All the legislation stuff. Yeah.
Well, that would be another startup that replaces Bunk, for example.
Yeah. Can also happen.
Another one.
Yeah. But then it's just like an endless cycle as well.
Until it's perfect, isn't it?
Every 5 years you switch another bank. Yeah.
So you guys have Bondi now. When did you start Bondi? How long ago is that?
Well, we launched our first city. The Hague was our first city 1.5 years ago. Just before that.
Not too long ago.
Yeah, but I guess the idea came in 2019, and we were just figuring out how to make it happen, basically. The idea was completely different back in the day. It was like charging stations for like companies like Felix and stuff.
Yeah.
But then like it just kind of, because we wanted to solve the issue with like vehicles being all over the place, and kind of like also with the operational costs like charging and stuff. So like we were planning to solve that. So a startup to fix the startup problems. But eventually we just came up that we need to be the operator to actually solve the core issues. But we started watching YouTube tutorials on how to write a business plan, on how to write your marketing plan.
Tutorials on how to write a business plan.
Yeah, just reading a lot of stuff, reading books, reading podcasts, and kind of like just texting a lot of people on LinkedIn and just talking to people. So when we were making like, for example, marketing plan, we would just Google, like, because we were living in Arnhem, location Arnhem, marketing manager. First guy there, we just texted. He replied like, "Let's meet up for a coffee," and then like we just explained our idea, and then he became our first advisor.
That's cool.
And that's how we like just talk to people. We have like so many advisors. It's crazy. But yeah.
And looking at the first version of the business plan you how many times did it change?
Well, it keeps changing, still changing. But if you compare it, like put them next to each other, it's kind of the same.
So the vision's still the same. Like what we want to achieve with the business of getting people out the cars and like making cities more livable and everything. That's still in the core of the business. But then like just how we get there has changed a lot. Yeah. Just from experience, even like when we first put the bikes on the road, we had like an idea of how it was going to go. And of course it went completely differently. And then
as usual.
What has been the biggest point of traction? Like, did you notice like a certain, campaign or whatever that got a lot of traction or users in?
Turning point.
Well, we've tried everything. We tried outdoor ads, we tried online ads, different promotions on the streets with flyers, TikToks, videos, everything. But I guess, of course, for our business, I think the biggest one, and which makes us happy about having a hardware product, is just the product being on the streets. And the stickers on it. That's really important. So somebody passing by and they see like I can rent it, or you get first free 15 minutes. Yeah, let's go. And then like there's a QR code, so you scan it, and then
they're in the funnel.
Yeah. So we're kind of also mixing like a offline world with online world with like having the QR codes and stuff like that. Then you get the app, and then so that's the biggest one so far, I think.
Yeah.
But do you actually see that in the signups that people use the physical bikes to create an account in the moment and then immediately start riding on the bikes?
Yeah. So just tracking data is important. So of course we can attach the QR codes to like the the data tool, and then we can see like which QR codes were scanned the most.
Yeah.
Is it the one on the sticker or on the vehicle, but also like or traffic coming from the ads. So yeah, just a lot of things. The outdoor ads were like I think one of the most fun ones because it was also placed like a QR code there, but like it was like it passed by really quick, kind of like so it was like on two outdoor banners like on in front of
like
the central
sort of
station.
bus stops or.
No, just one on the central station and one on the Schijveningen. Only from one side, once every 5 seconds, every 2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, so it's very difficult to actually scan it.
Yeah.
Or
see what
you
it
missed
is.
it, yeah.
Because it's interesting point you're making, because I was driving on the highway and you also have these big banners like on the highway or like on next to the road. And there was this huge QR code on the billboard. But how do you expect someone that's driving to grab out their phone, start scanning the thing, and then, oh yeah, it's actually nice. How do people come up with that? That's an interesting approach.
And something we realized quite late as well. Because like every of our competitors, they have like if you go from the computer on their website, there's like 2 buttons like download from iOS, download for Android, and a lot of websites have that. A lot of services. But then you are on your computer, so like if you click download on iOS, like nothing's gonna happen basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
So but like so we figured out like when you click it now, it shows like a QR code that you can scan with your phone. Then it kind of makes sense. But like we noticed a lot of businesses just have it like
So you have a different version on your desktop versus mobile.
Yeah, and just like adjusting like different tiles and stuff, because like sometimes it doesn't make sense with the picture size and everything or text.
Yeah, and I think at the beginning we had like so much description on the website of everything that we do and so on, but then later we made it more, okay, everywhere we click, it brings you to the app, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want you to download the app and use it.
So we're still going to make a even simpler version of the websites, because now there's barely any text, but we want no text at all. Like
just images.
Yeah, just simple.
Yeah.
What did you guys do before Bondi?
Nothing.
Sleep. I was going to say, but
we have it often that we'll just like say the same things or like think the same thing.
Because
good business partners.
last time we talked about it, you made some sort of exploding headphones. Or you sold exploding. You didn't make them.
No, definitely. Well, we're still students finishing our bachelors. We met at the first day of the uni, and we kind of from the start we were thinking like about doing things with our life, not just studying, but just something bigger. And like there was like we did a student association, because the only one that was there, they were only doing parties. So we were like, oh, let's do one that like people can like be more productive a bit. Ended up being only parties, but we
vision was there.
The vision was there, but like then we did some charity stuff as well. We wanted to do business. So the whole e-commerce thing was quite booming those days.
Yeah,
all those Instagram influencers. Like, So we're like, let's give it a try. So we like to compete with each other. So we did like a
competition,
wireless headphone brand, because that was like also like hot. Mine was Nethersound. Yours was
the Better Pod. So I did just fake AirPods basically.
Better Pods.
Better. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nethersound, because it's Netherlands and sound, I guess. I don't know. But I was wearing one of my products in the gym, and then I feel like there's just some warmth in my ear and like smell as well of plastic. And then I see that like I look in the mirror and see like the smoke coming out from my headphone, and it's like it was on fire. So I quickly like put it on the floor and like put it down with my shoe.
And then the whole gym burned down.
Hopefully not. I still have the second headphone in the office, so it's like a memory.
Trophy.
I don't know where mine went, to be honest, but
the Better Pods, they were not that good.
They were not good at all. Yeah, I think we realized at that point like it's not about like just selling something. We actually need to provide value as well, because like at that point we're just like the middleman, like shipping something way too late, and not even good quality. So
and we also did some couple of other ideas like makeup. Because somebody told us you should do something that's like complete opposite of your personality.
Who told you that?
Who told you? It was like a jury on like some like startup challenge, but it seemed really smart when he said it. It was like, this doesn't really fit to you, but maybe try something that you're not experienced with, because you'll look at it different than the competition, so you'll have like an edge. But with makeup we kind of got it was kind of funny. We made this like brand all around it, and we were having fun with it, and like messing around. But yeah, we didn't.
It's an interesting approach. I've never heard it before.
Yeah, for sure. But it was an adventure, I guess.
It brought you where you are now.
Yeah. And I think it's also like a short because like back in it was like with us with also other two guys who want to do things, but then at some point those other two guys, they got a bit caught up with real life, and we kind of kept dreaming, I guess, of this crazy adventures. So we kind of stuck, and then we moved on to the next to Bondi.
Yeah,
but that's also kind of shows, I guess, that we had the right match as well to start something.
Yeah.
Oh. Where would you like to have Bondi bikes, like all over the world, or is it like Europe, or do you have like a big vision on that?
Bondi Beach?
Bondi Beach would be cool.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be sick, to be honest. But yeah, we at the moment we're completely focused on the Netherlands. We have a good like market position here, and like we can still compete with everyone. But I mean, for the future, we more think about what we can do with the app, because at the moment, like everybody's using it to get around from A to B. But we want to bring in more services on that side. So what would make sense? Because we have the map where you can see all the vehicles. Maybe we can add like, there's an activity here. It's Friday night. You can go there with your friend who's
it's like,
going.
What is that app called now? Amigos.
Yeah, for example, like just integrating like these different services.
Oh, that's cool.
Related stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, people getting around the city anyway. Quite often, maybe Friday night, you don't know what to do, and then you can do something with friends. But
is that also more of the vision for the brand to make it more of like a, don't want to say lifestyle?
Bondi
party.
But
it is lifestyle.
Like the Bondi cuisine.
Yeah,
like a restaurant from Bondi.
You can order the food.
Like the Mr. Beast burgers, the Bondi burgers.
Well, yeah, I guess for the viewers, we have an Instagram account where like we post the pictures of our cooking.
It's so funny.
It always looks terrible and disgusting, but like it's just funny.
It tastes good. Like if you try it, it's not bad.
We're alive. We're sitting here.
Exactly.
but the ingredients as well are quite limited because like there's a website Mega Food Stunter. So you can buy like, I don't know, like 10 kilos of chicken for like €5 and stuff.
So what you can do now, that's what you should make. What is it called? AI
chef.
Something AI chef. You can fill in all the ingredients that you have, and he will make like a meal. We were in Barcelona for a month, and we had potatoes, we had brie.
Chefgpt.xyz. That's the name. That's the name.
Potatoes. We had beer.
So we only had the oven and a mixer available.
Right.
And then we filled that in, and it came up with some sort of
baked
oven
potatoes,
potatoes filled with brie or something.
Okay. Interesting.
We'll have to try it out.
Yeah, you should try.
New addition to the Bondi cuisine.
Yeah, we can put the whole story on Instagram. Yeah.
I think that has like potential for viral TikTok if you make that. I haven't seen it yet.
But also from the business perspective, what's interesting about it, because I found it on LinkedIn, that it also has like this wine pairing tool powered by AI. So you fill in your meal and then it pairs like a proper wine with it and like a lot of other functions. So businesses are actually using it for their stuff. And I know a guy who has like a cooking website blog thing, and he uses it to write blogs on new interesting recipes through the whole thing. So from a business perspective, it's actually an interesting tool.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, I think with all these like ChatGPT and all these AI tools, like everything's going to change now. Like it's so much easier. If you ever just need to get started with like some sort of base, you can just type it in on ChatGPT and it actually gives you something half decent.
Yeah, especially with the ChatGPT 4 now.
Yeah. Do you guys use it for business in any way?
You've used the GPT-4.
Yeah, I purchased the ChatGPT Plus, but on ChatGPT 4 you can only do 20 messages an hour, I think, because they don't want to overdo it or whatever. But it's crazy. Like we had some stuff where we needed to write like a serious email, but I'm very bad at serious emails because I just want to write
like
fun.
A legal email.
Yeah, it was like a legal email and it had to be serious. And I was thinking, like, what am I going to write? And I just put the whole story in there, like you're talking to an actual person. And then I'm like, I found this on LinkedIn. You always need to tell them what position they have in your query. So I was like, you are a legal expert. And then I told the whole story. And
you're
then
a legal expert.
No, but it actually came up with a whole thing where I could write an actual email, and it apparently triggered them so much that one of their like legal people replied back to us. So it was like a serious thing. But it's interesting how it's not good to fully do stuff yet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But if it just gives you the spark which you need to continue on with your task, and it can take out so much time of your day where you'd be thinking like, okay, how am I gonna do this? And then you just put it in there, like 5 minutes, boom, you can go on with your task.
I use it for a bunch of video scripts for like the services we have to create a video script. It works so well. Saves so much time.
Yeah. I'm wondering how long it's going to be until like every YouTube video you watch is just like something generated on ChatGPT.
You have to
Fiverr.
tweak it. That's what I noticed. Because also the site that we visited yesterday, that video, VSL, somehow if you ask ChatGPT about a script for a sort of marketing service, it starts with, "Are you tired of?"
Like
always.
Yeah, and like the biggest problem with it is that it still like sometimes just writes really weird sentences. So sentences that just don't make any sense. And ChatGPT 4 I haven't really had that happen yet, but in the previous version it was there, so you always need to check it. Yeah, and that's why you still just can't fully rely on it.
But to be honest, I'm thinking like, why doesn't somebody just use ChatGPT, make like loads of scripts and get people on Fiverr to just keep making videos for them as well?
Yeah,
like
especially for like the cash cow YouTube channels and stuff.
Yeah,
that would be interesting. But I've heard Google, like related to SEO stuff, actually already putting in new software and new rules in their SEO software, where you actually get like don't get like the full SEO score if you have AI generated text. So you need to be careful that it's still human. So to counter that, you can put in write as a human, and then it actually makes it undetectable. Yeah, because the site writer.com, we use it. You can put the text in there, and you can do 1500 characters max, and then it gives you percentage from 0 to 100 if your text is AI generated. And if you just get it out of ChatGPT, it's like 0%. And then if you get like write it as a human, you get like 90 to 100%.
It makes a big difference somehow.
Because then it uses like human words and gives like style to the text or whatever. So it's interesting how that part works.
Yeah.
I really wonder where it's going to go, because I watched the documentary from Elon Musk, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, where he also mentioned that the AI is like it's
one
powerful,
on Netflix,
but it's all, but it's such a dangerous innovation because the human can't really control it anymore, some sort of way. So where is it gonna go? That's what I wonder. Like where is it gonna bring us? Yeah,
you can't stop it as well at this point as well. Like somebody's always going to continue working on it.
Yeah,
but I think it will just improve our lives. Like it depends how it goes in the end. But I think as long as we've kind of made it and thought about it in that way, then we can just use it to make our lives easier and then focus on the things that actually matter.
Yeah, but the annoying thing is that I've noticed with myself is whenever you go on ChatGPT, and now with the premium function, you don't have this trouble, but sometimes it would be out, or it would be over too many people would be on there. So then you couldn't use it. And then I couldn't use it for like 5 hours, and I had this task that I reserved for ChatGPT. So like you couldn't use it, and then you have to do it yourself. And I noticed myself getting annoyed with it, like, oh, I can't use it now.
Yeah,
and it sort of makes you lazy in a way.
Yeah, I think we've been looking for this thing for quite a while. Like we had the phones, which was a big breakthrough.
Yeah,
and then we had like sort of the NFT hype. We still have crypto. We have what else did we have? And it didn't really break through. And then AI came, and this is like I feel like it's the big thing.
I saw a post on LinkedIn of a newspaper from like 1980 where math teachers were protesting in San Francisco because they were allowing calculators into class. And they were like actually like rioting with like the signs in the air, like get the calculators out of class and whatever they were chanting. And then they put like the 2023 newspaper next to it, like teachers are trying to ban ChatGPT from the classroom. And it was such an interesting contrast to see, because I can imagine the teachers banning it, but also like, why don't we embrace the new technology that we are getting?
Yeah.
And
it's just something new. It's like it's changed, though. It's difficult for people. I always think we don't know how to hunt anymore, but why do we need to? Like, but when
Albertine.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it's been there for a while, because I had my internship at Rockstart. I don't know if you guys know it, like the accelerator.
Yeah.
And I was there, I think it was 2017. And at that time, they already had an AI accelerator, like AI vertical with 15 startups in there.
Yeah.
So it's been there for like a long time.
It's always like that, right?
At that point, I didn't really understand what it was. AI because they had emerging tech, digital health, with both of them made sense to me. And then AI, I was like artificial intelligence.
Also, the whole thing with the Jasper.ai thing, which is interesting because we used an AI service before Chat came out. It was called Jasper.ai. I'm not sure if you heard of it. It was 65 euros a month, and it would just generate topics, could generate small like sections of text of like a maximum 500 words. And it came out on LinkedIn that they became a unicorn, so they were making a lot of money. And then like a month later, ChatGPT came out, which was free. And the whole company just collapsed because they were, it still exists, but it like their value just decreased by like 80% because everybody canceled their subscription because it was expensive, 65 euros.
We found that pretty early because we were using that like months ago, months before Chat came out.
Yeah, so we spent some proper money on it, but of course, if you get Chat, we cancel the subscription immediately because it's still like it's a proper expense, and then like the whole company just devalued insanely. So it was interesting.
Yeah, it can happen. But I think OpenAI is probably making a lot of money. Or will at some point.
Yeah. It is a...
I didn't know that the founder or the CEO from OpenAI was the CEO of Y Combinator before.
He's a crazy smart guy,
Yeah, he's done a lot of cool things, to be honest. And like he built a company like he's like still like 30 or something like that. It's crazy. He built a company, sold it for like 5 million, and then with like 23, he was already president of Y Combinator.
Yeah,
he's done so many cool things. He's so young, and he's just so smart.
Interesting guy.
What did he complain about?
He was complaining because like he spent all his time like building his startup, and then he had an exit. He got 5 million for himself. He was saying in the podcast it's not that much. Again, it's the US contrast. But yeah, he was saying he's poured all his like sweat and tears into it, but then like in angel investing, he's just made so much more money, and it feels a bit it's not the right way. But then again, you need money to make money, right? So
you need to start somewhere.
Yeah. But I think it's important for founders to find something that they really care about, and
it's important.
He's only 30?
Yeah. Or maybe 35 or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's still incredibly young for everything that he's done. Yeah.
Interesting guy.
I think even Elon like started as well, OpenAI. He was there at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah. When it was a non-profit. He was like at the beginning on the board.
Still a non-profit, right?
No, they have a for-profit company now as well.
Okay. Microsoft Microsoft bought like 49% or something, right?
Yeah, but
how much
they already had 10%, so they are a majority owner now, I think. I think something like that was the case where they already had a few, like 5 or 10%, and they bought additional 49, and that made them majority holder of the...
Yeah.
Good purchase.
Yeah.
But talking about AI, back also in 2019, we were thinking also for our bikes to have like a kind of personalities. So for example, like one bike will like be like flirting with you, stuff like that, like unlock me.
Yeah.
Another one will be like harsh with you, like your dad or something. Like that.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get back to
another update for the lifestyle brand.
Yeah. No, we definitely need to get back to that.
It's an interesting one.
Gives it a bit more. Like we're also thinking, like if it's like a dog, what makes dog noises, people won't want to like push it over and stuff because then it has more of a personality. So
true.
Yeah. We're just thinking what we can do there. It can be pretty cool.
Cool.
Interesting. Okay, I think was that it?
I think so.
Probably.
Thank you guys for coming on to the first episode.
Yeah, it was a good first run.
First try, first episode.
1.2. Episode 1.2 is this.
Make sure to subscribe. We've got to do the final sentence. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you to the next episode.
Next episode, yeah. Thanks guys.
Peace.
Cool.